come into downward facing dog, and we're gonna take about 5 to 7 breaths here to just open it up. So pedal, wiggle, do whatever you feel like you need to do to get here. You can shift in and out of it. This practice is like our answer to Super Bowl Sunday. And the theme of the practice is Mudita, which means, in Sanskrit, means selfless joy. And it's the idea that you are delighted, joyful for someone else's accomplishments that have nothing to do with your own accomplishments. So I have never been a sports fan, but when I like watching tennis, but that's about it. But when I see these like crazy fans watching things like football and baseball, we have really crazy Dodgers fans here. I have shifted my belief from judgment to seeing it as this like real yogic example of mudita, because these fans take no part into the on the action of the field, right? But they are deeply joyful and ecstatic for what is happening on the field. So this is like a wonderful example of mudita, selfless joy. How this is going to manifest in our practice: shift forward to plank and hold. Heart open, back of the neck nice and long, is we're going to find an extension out from the focal point of every pose, out all the lines and limbs of the body. Stretch back to downward facing dog. So from the upper back, from the base of the heart center, right at the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, press forward and down into your hands as much as you can. And from that same point, lift through the sitting bones and stretch out through your heels. So we're finding this big extension. Inhale and lift your right leg up. And as you exhale, pull your right knee or your right armpit and place your right foot outside of your right hand. So take as many steps as you need to get there. We're in a wide lunge. We call this lizard lunge. So what I'm asking you to do is keep your back thigh lifted. If that's not possible, lower your back knee to the floor. And this is the modified version with the back knee on the ground. Reach from the pelvis out through the crown of the head, and from the pelvis stretch back into your left heel. And then you're going to play with this for 4 or 5 breaths. Maybe you're bending your elbows and starting to lower your sternum toward the floor like an elevator. So I don't want you to round at all. I want this to be a really linear movement down toward the floor. Feel free to like move your hips a little bit side to side, just kind of like get into the stretch. When you feel like you can settle, you're going to keep pressing the top of the right thigh up, and from the pelvis, and Tina's doing such a good job of it, lengthening through the crown of the head, and from the pelvis, you're pressing back into the back heel. Take a nice deep breath in, and a full breath out. Yeah, one more, big inhale, and a full exhale. Lower your back knee. If it's already there, great, you're already there. If your left forearm's on the ground, you might be able to hold it. You might also want to come back up onto your left hand. Reach back with your right hand to grab your left foot for a thigh stretch. So initially, we're gonna find heel to butt to thigh. That's all engaged. So you can see it's very compact on Tina's body. Once you have the thigh pressing back, heel can touch the butt. I want you to keep your thigh where it is in space, but kick your foot back into your hand. As you kick your foot into your hand, curl open, take the crown of your head back, the sides of your throat back. Take one more big breath in. Release the foot with control. Plant your hands shoulder distance apart and stretch back to downward facing dog. And then we'll come back to our, what I call organic energy, or the extension from the core out through the lines of the body. So from the upper back, that's the focal point, the base of the heart center, press down into your hands, and from the base of the heart center, lift and press through your heels. So try to connect the base of the heart center all the way to the left heel as you lift your left leg up. And exhale the left knee to the left armpit and place the foot outside of your left hand. Now, Tina's very experienced. This might take you, it might take a lot more time for you to get the foot forward. So be patient, take your time to get into this position. Lowering back knee if you need. Otherwise, you're holding here with the top of the right thigh lifted, and then slowly lowering your forearms down toward the floor. And maybe you use the blocks as a little, like halfway point. From the core of the pelvis, which is the focal point here, press back into your heel from the core of the pelvis, lengthen through your chest out through your head. Will you hang your head for one moment, Tina? That's what you're going to want to do, everybody. You're going to want to let the head drop. I don't want you to do that. Reach forward. Extend beyond the boundaries of your body. Take one more inhale and lower your right knee down. Reach back with the left hand to grab your right foot. So most of us, and we're just going to show it here, separate the heel and butt quite a bit. That's one variation, but what I want you to find first is stick your butt back toward your heel. That's inner spiral. Keep that action in the thigh. Now scoop your buttocks, and now feel free to kick the foot back as far as you like. You can create space between your buttocks and your heel, but you're maintaining the right top of the right femur lifting toward the back of the hip socket. Curl back, open up, make this a back bend, open up as much as you possibly can. Take a full inhale. Exhale, release the right foot and back to downward facing dog. Once you're able to settle in dog, from the base of the heart center, extend out through your fingertips. From the base of the heart, up through the hips, out through your legs. And it's like, it's a skill that we have to cultivate to be genuinely, authentically joyful for other people without it having anything to do with ourselves. Bend your knees, lift your hips high, step or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen, fold in. Inhale and rise all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana, arms over your head. Exhale your hands to your heart. We're going to take Surya A. Inhale and stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Today, let's just move at your own pace. Step back to plank pose. I'll call it out, lower down, chaturanga, but you might be moving a little slower. Inhale into cobra or upward facing. Exhale back to downward facing. But feel free to move faster than I'm cueing it today. Just we're gonna take a couple minutes just warm up here. Upper back extended in hands. From the upper back, lift through the hips. Bend your knees, especially if you're jumping. Press down into your hands as you jump forward. Lengthen on the inhale. Forward fold on the exhale. From your pelvis, root down into your legs as you rise all the way up. Stretch through the fingertips. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands, step back. Good, lower down, chaturanga. As you curl into your back bend, really lengthen from the pelvis out through your feet, from the pelvis to crown of head. Exhale back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Feel free to move, pedal, do whatever you feel like you need anytime we come back to these down dogs today, but take one breath to really find your full extension from the base of the heart out through the fingertips. Look forward, step or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen, forward fold. Inhale and rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands, step or hop back to chaturanga. Lower, inhale into your back bend and back to downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. Can you even press your thighs back and up more while you're pressing out through your heels? Take one more inhale. At the bottom of the exhale, step or hop your feet to your hands. Lengthen and fold. Rise to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. With your feet touching, so inner edges of the big toes touching, or feet sit bone distance, totally up to you. More stable for your knees and your low back to have your feet sit bone distance apart. Bend your knees for Utkatasana, chair pose, arms stretch up. No, we're gonna stay here. Exhale, bend your elbows out to the sides like a cactus. Now, I don't want you to just move in your wrists. As you inhale, Tilt the elbow tips forward and the fingertips back. Good. Straighten your arms, chair, and then straighten your legs, come all the way up to stand. We're gonna do that whole sequence fluidly. So bend the knees as you inhale, bend the elbows as you exhale. Try to keep the wrists from flexing. Tilt the elbow tips forward, fingertips back, big breath in. Straighten the arms, straighten your legs, come to stand. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, tilt, good. The elbow tips forward, fingertips back. As you exhale, straighten your arms and straighten your legs. Come all the way to stand. Good. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, bend the elbows. Tilt elbow tips forward, fingertips back. And then stay in your legs, just straighten your arms. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, step the left foot back and come into crescent lunge. Good. Put a little bend in the back knee and bring your hands to your hips for a moment and bring to like the top rim of your pelvis and almost like push your feet down like you're rooting yourself down into the mat. And then from that rooting, lift through your chest, lift through your gaze, even lift your chin. Yep. And then stretch your arms up over your head. Beautiful. Take a nice big breath in. Vira 2 as you exhale. So you're going to spin your back heel flat. It's an adjustment. You're going to have to adjust your feet a little bit. Extend your arms out. So front heel bisecting your back arch. Take your time to align yourself. From your fingertips and your feet, hug to the midline of your body. Draw in. Remember that we want to feel good for other people. We don't want to feel bad for, that's not really at the essence of who we are, what drives us. So draw in, and then from the pelvis, extend out in all directions. Yeah, excellent, you guys. Take a nice big breath in, full breath out. Parsvakonasana, so forearm to the thigh, or if you can, fingers inside of your right foot. Possibly you're bringing your block underneath your hand, and I'm just going to place this for you, Tina, so we can demo it. Excellent. Slide your hand to the back of your head for a moment. Press your head back and your hand forward, and then curl your heart up toward the ceiling. So there's a little bit of a twist here. Slide your hand off the back of your head, and from the pelvis, press into your feet. From the pelvis, extend fully through your arm. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, both hands to the ground. You can clear the block off the mat. If you were using it, downward facing dog. Take a full inhale. You can stay here or shift forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Curl into your back bend, cobra or upward facing, and back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. At the bottom of your exhale, step or hop feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees right into Utkatasana, chair pose. And then steady your left foot. Step your right foot all the way back for crescent. Bring your hands to your hips first. Bend your back knee. So we're aligning our pelvis, right? So inner spiral in the back leg, outer left hip hugging in toward the inner right thigh. Root your tailbone down. You can even, if your thumbs are on the back of your pelvis, root your thumbs down toward the buttock flesh and use your fingers to lift your front hip points up and stretch your arms up. So from the rooting into your feet, you rise. Stretch beyond the boundaries of your body. Yes, take a big inhale. As you exhale, warrior 2. It's a tricky transition. Spin your back heel flat and extend your arms. Front heel bisects back arch, and Tina does it so beautifully, bending deeply into the front knee. You're working toward getting the left femur to be parallel with the floor. Take one more very big breath in. As you exhale, bring your forearm to your thigh. Mudita Parsvakonasana, so the arm is extended in the direction of where the crown of the head is facing. If you want to give yourself what I call skull loop adjustment, you will. You'll slide, let's do this block again, right to the inside of the right ankle if you're touching down toward the floor. Scoop the left buttock under and spin your belly and your chest up toward the ceiling. Yeah, beautiful. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, hands down, clear the block, downward facing dog to hold for 3 breaths, or Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Curl into your back bend and back to downward facing dog. And if in any way the movements become too compacted or contracted, and there isn't that sort of freedom of expanding, you know, like we wake up in the morning and you just like stretch your body to wake it up. If you're not feeling that sensation, I want you to rest, and I want you to tap into that sort of yawning sensation of the body, like when you first stretch in the beginning of the day. Take a big breath in. Bottom of the exhale, step or hop your feet to your hands. Lengthen and forward fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair. Come to stand and bring your hands to your heart. Beautiful. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Just one inhale. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Lengthen on the inhale. Step back to plank and decide. If you can find that full extension, in down dog, go for it, or you're gonna lower chaturanga, curl into your back bend, but that full open stretch, back through the feet, up through the head, and back to downward facing dog. Okay, good. Here we go to the meat and potatoes of all of this stuff. So lift your right leg up as we did in the beginning, and exhale the right foot forward and outside of your right hand. So we're back in like a lizard lunge-like form. And I want you to just step the left foot in a little closer to the right foot. So you're in a slightly shorter lizard than we were before. Squeeze your feet toward one another so you find that initial sort of contraction. And then from the pelvis, extend long through all the lines of your body, out through the crown of the head, out through both legs, and out through your arms. And imagine that I was there with you and I had my hand right behind your back heel. I want you to push into the back heel like you had a little boundary there, like I was there pushing into your heel. That's the action I want you to maintain for this whole thing as you play with this. So this is plenty, as you can feel. You've already been here for 6 or 7 breaths. If you can, bend your elbows and start to lower your chest inside your right leg, you will. If you can, nuzzle the right shoulder behind the right knee, and you can see Tina brings her hand behind her calf to kind of push the calf forward and get the shoulder underneath the leg, you will, and you'll place your right hand outside of your right foot. Now, again, this is plenty. Keep extending. If you can, you'll bend your elbows like chaturanga and heel toe your right foot off the right side of the mat, and maybe you can extend that leg straight, and maybe you can lift this leg up. Extension, extension, extension. I think Tina's gonna jump back to chaturanga. What? Okay, good, that was great. Otherwise, you kind of collapse to the floor, just, whatever happens, and then you come back to downward facing dog. So what's important about that is not that you do that pose in the same way that Tina does it, but that we can find that lizard-like lunge where your foot is a little wider. We're getting a really good release through the inner thighs, these muscles that can get really tight and bound. We're finding that extension through the inner thighs and through the legs, and eventually through the upper back as well. Lift the left leg up. Exhale the left foot forward and wide. Now we're starting with the hardest way to get into this pose, and we'll do it in a slightly easier way in a moment. Nothing's easy here in this one. The right foot steps forward. Tina already made that adjustment for me. You can see she's holding this energy so well, full extension. So she's already doing it, imagining my hand was there. She's fully pressing and extending out through this leg. It's actually what helps lift the leg up, that full extension. Bending your elbows, starting to lower your torso. Maybe you bring your hand to the inside of the calf, press the calf forward to kind of wiggle your shoulder underneath. Both elbows bend like chaturanga, and that's the foundation. It's awkward. You gotta wiggle your left foot forward first to clear your hand, and then off to the left as you bend the elbows and lift the right leg up. And now even Tina's really working to straighten her legs here. It's beautiful. If you have the room, Tina, you can jump back. I think you do. Yep, beautiful. And that is not necessarily how you have to come out of it. You just kind of lower the back knee and sort of collapse to the floor and then come into downward dog. Okay, take a rest. Child's pose for a moment. And Tina has her knees wide and her arms extended. Perfect form. You could always bring your knees together and have your arms extended out in front of you, or knees together and arms back alongside your shins. We are going to try it one more time. Downward facing dog. we're coming to it from above as opposed to lifting off the ground and coming into it. So this should be a slightly easier form, or easier way to get into it, I should say. So I like to start with a slightly more compact down dog. So just walk your feet in maybe an inch or two. Lift your right leg up and back behind you, and pull your knee toward your outer right armpit as you come forward. Good. Land it. It has to be above the knee, and maybe you extend the right foot forward, and maybe this left leg lifts up and back. Jump back or just step back. Yep, good. Flow through and back to down dog. Okay, so on this left side, Tina, we're gonna come out of it sort of the not jump back way, okay? So lift your left leg up, pull your knee to your left upper arm. By the way, this is plenty, stopping right here. If you can, bend your elbows, chaturanga. If you can, extend your front leg and lift the left leg up, and maybe it's not straight, and you just lower your right knee to the floor, collapse down to the floor, and then press to hands and knees and back to downward facing dog. So give feedback to us on Facebook, on the Facebook group. Let me know how that worked out for you, because we can do some more extensive tutorials on arm balances if that's what everyone is interested in. Shift forward to plank and lower down all the way onto your belly and come into Sphinx pose. Prop yourself up on your forearms. This is often like a pass-through to Ardha Bakasana, which is a thigh stretch, but let's work this pose. So from the core of the pelvis, scoop your tailbone and stretch out through your legs. Press your forearms down, isometrically pull them back so the sternum reaches forward. So you get this big lengthening through the whole front of the body. Breathe as deeply as you can. Good. Lower all the way back down. Bend your knees. Flex your feet a little bit more and spread your toes. And you'll feel there's a pretty deep curve in your low back. So lengthen your tailbone down toward the floor. Then reach back with your hands to grab the tops of your feet or your ankles and kick back. As you extend through your legs, you'll extend through the heart. 2 more breaths. One more. And release all the way back down. Extend the legs back behind you. Take a moment. Breathe. Bring your hands next to your chest and really mindfully press your hips to your heels for child's pose. And if you need to linger here a little bit longer, that would make sense. So feel free to stay here a little bit longer. If you're ready to transition, come to sit, and you're going to come to sit sideways on your mat, meaning you're facing the long side of your mat for Upavishta Konasana, for wide angle. So sit with your legs wide apart. And you might find that depending on the floor you're on, your heels might be sensitive. So Tina's even moving to the back edge of the other side of the mat so her heels have padding underneath them. And don't be alarmed if that doesn't feel great. You still might have to get a towel or a blanket to put underneath your heels. Do a 2-hand inner spiral adjustment. So bring, one hand to the inner thigh, 1 hand to the outer buttock, and spiral the flesh down and widen it out on both sides so you're more toward the base of your pelvis. Sit up as tall as you can. No big surprise, you are doing a big extension in your legs. You are extending out from the core of the pelvis. Grow as tall as you can on your inhale. As you exhale, twist over your left leg. Frame the leg with both hands and just fold out to whatever degree you can. As you lengthen out over your left leg, root your inner right thigh down. Keep breathing deeply. Inhale, lengthen the spine as you come back upright and to face forward. Forward meaning the direction that the space is in between your legs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist over to the right, framing your right leg. And Tina can go all the way to the foot, which is great. So you're just folding out to whatever degree you can. See if as you root the left thigh back, if you can lengthen through the right side of the waist a little bit more. And just one more really big breath in. Come back through center and 3 more breaths to either stay completely upright or crawl yourself forward and forward fold over your legs. Breathe deeply. 2 more. And slowly come back up. Come out of this really slowly. So grab them right underneath your knees and bend your knees yourself. And then you can stay facing this direction or face toward the top of the mat. We're going to take a little bit of pranayama. So sit in a way that's comfortable, propped or not propped. This is called Viloma pranayama. And it's about a 3-part inhale and a continuous exhale. So I'll explain it. If you have any blood pressure issues, any eye issues like cataracts or anything like that, or you're pregnant, heart issues, I don't want you to do this. I just want you to breathe deeply, okay? Those of us who can do the variation that we're gonna work on, close your eyes. Everyone can sit and breathe, so you can breathe as deeply as you can if you're not participating in this pranayama. If you are, take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Inhale about a third of the way. Pause. Inhale a little more. Pause. Inhale a little more. Pause. If there's still more room to inhale, inhale a little more. Pause. Inhale until you're all the way full. And a complete exhale out through the nose. Inhale a bit, about a third, and pause. Another third. Pause. Fill another third. Pause. If you can still inhale more, do it. Pause. Exhale all the breath out. Again, inhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Fill all the way up. All the way, all the way, all the way. Pause. Exhale completely. Do one more round of breath on your own. This is a technique that expands our capacity, our lung capacity, the depth of our breath. So just as we've expanded on the outer body, we're expanding now from the inner body. And let's all take a nice, deep, continuous inhale and a full exhale. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. If you are so inspired to continue with that breath technique, you could take it for another 5 or so minutes and get great benefits from it. If you are done with your practice, thank you for practicing with us today. Lift your heart toward your thumb tips. And if you are watching the Super Bowl or have watched it, know that you actually did something yogic. Bow your head to your heart. Namaste.